So greetings and welcome back to the channel. If for the first time you're coming across my channel, please remember to subscribe. Now I want to talk to you about the recent event that's happening, especially the South African issue with the USA and how some white South African was given refugee status in the USA. So I want to come at it from different directions to show you how leadership in terms of a community of people can command a certain level of respect. See, us as a people, the African or Africoid people, those that is taken across lands and seas, we do not have this, what you call it, security net or safety net. We do not have this safety net as a people like the Caucasian people and other people might have, because our leadership over the years have betrayed us. After Marcus Garvey passed, many leadership came, but our leadership was not strong enough to stand the force of the horrendous attacks. And these leadership we have in the present day is I don't believe it's for us as it is looking after its people. You see, leadership of other communities can stand up and speak out against certain things and get what I call it, respond from the wider communities when we see some of the things that is happening to colored or so-called Negroid people or black people across the world, United States and other places across the world, even recently in some other European countries. I'll see if I can find a little clip and show you what is happening in the recent events to people across the world. And no one is there to speak up for us. If you go to the Asian community, which is China or whatever, India, they have a powerful powerful economy or powerful country behind them that can speak out on their behalf, and the abuser will have to respond. Us, we don't have that. If you look at what is happening in South Africa, and regardless of what is happening in South Africa, it's probably not as public as what happened to the people that is the African people who is abroad in different places that is suffering immense amount of abuse. Look at George Floyd and people like that it's been seen live on TV what happened to us, and we've never had any form of response like that where people would say we don't have that safety net where our mother country can say come home and we will look after you. We don't have that safety net. We don't have, our leadership has not provided that for us, and our leadership over the years have failed us, and the few that tried have been taken away. So we as a people, especially the African governments, should come together, I believe, and form a unified chunk. It don't have to be the whole continent. Just form a unified chunk and create an economical situation where its people can have a safety net from these type of abuse that is happening across the world. We've been abused for 400 plus years in east, west, north, and south. We've been right across the board. We've been abused. I saw just after the pandemic, I saw something happening in China and other places where people from government, representative of countries who went to China and was abused. So we want our leaders and our leadership, who has been failing us for over 400 plus years, to step up. And if you do not step up, I think just like what happened in Burkina Faso, and just like what happened in Niger, and just like what happened in Mali, should happen, so that people who want to see its people prosper and be respected in the world, on the world stage, and should take charge and drive away those who are just eating and getting fat and depositing their wealth abroad and not looking after the people. There's several countries with immense wealth, like Congo and other countries, who have immense amount of wealth that the Creator have given to the people, and the heads of governments so far have not stepped up and provide the people with a source of pride and a source of life, where one can say we are one of the people from the branches of humanity that also was created by this divine Creator, and we deserve to be prosperous and respected across the board, just like others have been prosperous, even rich, and respected across the board. The things that happen to us, I am guarantee you that could not happen to a citizen of India today with their position in the world. It could not happen to a citizen of China today with their position on the world stage. It could not happen to a citizen of America. It could not happen to a European, because their people will say, come and we'll provide a place for you. So I believe I am asking our leaders, I repeat, I am not educated like others who go to school, so to speak. But if I, who is not educated, can see that it makes sense for us to unify so that we can have a mother country. We are people without a mother country right now, because if I want to go home to Africa, you have to choose a country and say you go to that country. It shouldn't be so. If I am one of those, or many like me, who's been taken across lands and seas and ready to go back home, we should be able to go home, not to a country. We should be able to go home to our country, which is Africa, but to go home to a country that is prosperous, that is secure, and go home instead of saying go home to a country. We choose a state, so we within that country that can speak on our behalf in case anything happen to us while we are away in captivity. Even prisoners who is in jail today in this western region, I don't know about other places, if they are in the custody of, let me speak for Britain then, because I am here in the UK. Prisoners that is in the custody of the UK government in Her Majesty or His Majesty remand. If something should happen to them while they're in custody of this particular people, if they're in your custody, as I'm saying, we are prisoners here. It's an open prison. Nah, it's an open prison in my opinion, right? And it's just my opinion. I'm only speaking my opinion. If you do not agree, you can say so. And if you agree, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, even if you do not agree, because I believe you don't have to be educated to have good idea. You could be inspired, and if you really check it, the idea makes sense. So I'll go back to what I was saying. If you're in His Majesty custody and something was supposed to happen to you, the government would have to give account. There would have to be an investigation. Sometime there is an inquiry to find out what happened to this individual while in our custody, and did we make a mistake, and what we are gonna do to correct the mistake, make amends, and try not to repeat. So I want to talk about this a bit more. I see what's happening in South Africa. I saw those people get refugee status and went to the USA. I saw that the president of South Africa went to Washington to speak with Trump to smooth out the thing. We need someone somewhere on the continent to create that environment that just in case any of us has been hurt in any way, then their government would have to come to our government to explain the situation, because this shows a level of respect. It also shows a level of accountability, and it also shows that these countries have influence, so that if you don't address the issue, there is consequence. I think I'll end it there. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.
You to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our President will respond to you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on the quiet, around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But Mr. President, I must say that we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that. Is Natalie here? Somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are. Whatever you want to do, you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Namaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa. Brr, pa, pa. Namaza. Kill the poor, the farmer.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because they touch a white man. Not because Mashaba and Sunni will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness.
Shoot, kill, Yamaza, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer, the farmer, pa, pa, pa. Shoot to kill, Yamaza, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, we have not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocidal.
Cry babies.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is. this I've never seen. But okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa. That's where.
We need to find out. I don't know.
Those people.
I don't know. Okay.
So I'm not going to beg them to stay here. I'm not begging anyone, especially white people. If they want to go, they can go. At least they've got somewhere to go. We don't have anywhere to go if things don't go right. We've got only here to go. So any white that says I'm going, you must know their loyalty is not with us because they've got 2 passports. They are not South Africans. They are half South African, half British. They can go. They must live quietly. Happy. Restart. White farmers must stay in South Africa, but I won't beg them. I won't be on my knees begging white farmers to stay in South Africa. But they must stay. If they want to stay, they are more than welcome. Like all South Africans, there's nothing special about them. Nothing. To ask me about, do I see value in the white farmers in South Africa, is to ask me about white privilege. I'm not going to glorify it. I see value in all South Africans. White, black, Indian, colors. All of us. I value you. I want you to contribute in the growth of the economy. There's nothing special about white farmers. There's nothing special about white people. The sooner we do that, away with that mentality, the better. I have no problem with white people at all. I have a problem with them being treated special. I have a problem with privilege. That's my problem. That when I say something, it's wrong. But when it gets to be said by a white person, it's right. I complained about Indians and how they are treating our people. The same way an Indian former constitutional court judge says, when it is said by an Indian judge, it's not a problem. When it is said, because they've got a special place in heaven and we are all going to hell. I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. That when things are said by certain people of a different color, they are understood. But when I say them, or Dali says them, or any African says them, they are said by an African child who comes from a poor family, a child of a domestic worker. Who's he to tell us? Can't be told by these people. So no one is going to destroy any white farm. No white person is going to be killed or beaten up under the EFF government. It will never happen. But they will have to come down from the high horse and be here with us. What makes the hostility is the inability of our fellow white South Africans to reach out. They don't reach out. They actually create an impression that we are actually owing them an apology. Not the other way around. We are the... I've never met a white person who says, let's preach reconciliation. They don't preach reconciliation. The victims are the ones who are preaching reconciliation. Victims. Because who are begging. I'm not Cyril Ramaphosa, I don't beg them. I will never beg them. They are going to stay here if they agree to be equal to black people. And I can tell you, my brother, I hear your accent. South African whites, they don't fear war. They don't fear blood. They don't fear any land taken from them. They know it will never happen. They fear equality. That's the only thing they are scared of. That they are going to be equal to monkeys. That's the only thing they fear.